Hi there. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to create this awesome Excel interactive dashboard in just 15 minutes. Let's get right into it. First, whenever you're presented with the data, you want to ensure it's clean. I'm just going to do a Control A to select all the columns and data, and then do a Control T to tabularize my data. Next up, I'm going to create multiple sheets to store out my pivot charts or my pivot tables I'm going to use for my analysis. Then you go back to your sheet containing your data, and then ensure that your pivot table is stored within the sheet like I've done. First, we would like to get the total or summary statistics of all the elements like the total cost, total sales, total profits, and you can see that I've been able to get all of that information, and I'm just going to name that range of pivot table as summary statistics. Next up, we want to be able to use the previous pivot table to create multiple pivot tables. So that's what I've copied, and then I want to see a trend of profits across the different product categories, so we are able to visualize that clearly. So I'm also going to add a currency to that. Next up, we would also see a trend of profits across the different years that this business has been in business. Thirdly, we would also want to see a profit across the different genders. So let's see who are our main customers, male or female. Once I've captured that in, I want to give each of my pivot tables name so that if we are giving this to senior management, they know what's going on here. So now we've captured that, I would also copy that pivot table to utilize it to see a profit across the different countries that this business does business with. So we have the sum of profits, and I'm doing like a sorting across the different profit ranges to be able to have the top performing countries below and the low performing ones on top. So we will copy that as well to create a profit across the different customer age range. Next up, we will also copy out that pivot table to be able to utilize it to create the different profits across the different age groups. Let's go ahead to create our different charts. So again, you select on any of the cells within the pivot tables and click on pivot charts to be able to create your particular chart. So customize the chart however you want, but for now we'll just dump it right there and create other charts. So for the trend across different years, I want to use a column chart to visualize it. So edit it however you want. I'll remove the grid lines and the legend. We would also create a map chart to be able to visualize trend across countries. So when it comes to creating map charts, you can't create that within a pivot table. You have to create it outside of the pivot table and then link that up. So what I've done is to copy the values and all the elements for this pivot table from the pivot table, and then we are using to create just a normal map chart outside of the pivot table. So once we've created that out and your map chart is generated, next you want to be able to link back your data to the pivot table. So what I would do here, will go to the chart design and click on select data, and in the axis label I'm going to apply the range of cells relating to the country, and for the values or the series name, it will be the name of the profit, and then as well series values will be the range of the different profits across the different countries. So I'll click on OK, and we have our map chart that is connected to the pivot table. Next, we want to create a chart around the gender, and for this gender we'll be using a pie chart or a donut chart to be able to visualize this information. So now we've done that, we've created all the charts we'll be needing for now. If you feel like you want to add additional charts, by all means, please go ahead. So now we go ahead to edit our charts a bit before going to create our dashboard. So I'm just playing around this chart to see what I want to do with this chart. If you feel like this is okay for you, by all means, go ahead. If you still want to edit your charts, go ahead as well. So this will be all I'll be doing for this chart. We will then go ahead to create a new sheet. We will then go ahead to create a new sheet for our dashboard, and I'll go to the view ribbon and turn off the grid lines. So now we have like a plain background for our dashboard. I would include a square box or a shape to be able to house the title of my dashboard. I will centralize it or change the alignment and also increase the font size for better readability. So then again, I will choose the color I want the shape to be. I want it to be in navy blue, and now we have that in. I also want to add like icons to this to make it more personalized or customized. So I'm going to use the search icon. And once that's downloaded, I will position it within the dashboard. Now we have our visuals. We'll create a text box. So for this text box, we want to be able to have the summary statistics within that text box. So I'm going to just create a referencing for this text box to be able to house the different summary statistics that we have. Just going to adjust all the values to be able to suit or to make them more readable. Once that I have that, I'm just going to click on the formula bar, start with an equal sign, and reference those cells. So they are there, and then I'm going to title out each of those pivots or each of those text boxes. Adjust them to suit how you want them to be for each of the text boxes. So I'm just going to resize the values as well as add a color or create a paint for this text box. Adjust it however you want. You might want to slow down this video for better understanding if you don't know how to work around this. Now I've been able to generate this text box. I'm going to use it to generate other text boxes. So I'll just do a Ctrl C of the box as well as like duplicate the boxes to suit what I'm going for. Boxes are all our text boxes are all created. So we'll just adjust that by just doing a Ctrl Shift and highlighting all of them, and then just moving towards where you want it to move. I'll also go ahead to create like another shape, another square shape. This time around, that's where we'll house our slicers. I would go ahead to highlight all the charts and paste them in the dashboard. So, however you want to align your chart, go ahead to design it. You're the artist in your dashboard creation. So, feel free to adjust this however you want. So now we have all our charts here. I would also adjust anything that needs adjusting. We will start to personalize our charts by hiding all field panels in charts. As well, we would also go ahead to create slicers for us to be able to filter across the different products and all of those information that we might want to target. So I'm going to create slicers around the product type, customer age range, the Christmas budget. So I'll multi-select all the slicers and paste them within this dashboard page or the sheet. I'll resize them and go ahead to customize how I want the slicers to be. Decide how many columns you want and then click on new slicers if you want to create a more personalized field for your slicers. So I'm just going to edit it. You might just want to follow along to see how I create or edit these slicers to create something that you want for your business or for your stakeholder engagements. So now we've created a particular slicers, we'll just use that to create the other slicers. Position them however you want them to appear within your chart, and as well apply those settings that you've already created for your slicers. So I'm just going to position each of the slicers to this dashboard so that it looks good and we're able to filter across different information. Now we have all our sliders. Let's adjust our dashboard and make sure that everything is as it should be. So we'll resize some of the charts as well as change the colors so that everything is giving what we want it to give. So for the color rate of this dashboard, we want to maintain a consistent color consistency and then give each of these charts a name. So lastly, we would also want to add more additional icons within our dashboard to make it more personalized. So I'm just going to select the different icons I want to utilize within this chart and click on insert to download each of them. I'll position them where they will be within our chart, and feel free to adjust it whatever you want to add. It's your dashboard, you are your own designer. Design it however you want. Position each of those elements, and we have our dashboard, but we are not done just yet. So lastly, we want to create or report connections for each of the sizers to ensure that whenever any of the sizers are selected, they are interactive. It affects each of those charts. So I'm creating a connection or reporting connection to all the charts. This is inclusive of the text boxes, so that whenever any element is selected, it filters based off of those elements. So we want an interactive dashboard. This is the way to go. So now we've done all of that, we have our dashboard in under 15 minutes. So if this video was quite helpful, please feel free to leave a like